think I saw a few more folks come in. We're just giving a few minutes for everyone to join, and if you could introduce yourselves in the chat, that would be amazing. Great. Carol, thank you so much for joining. I'm so glad you're here. And Pragati and Diego, amazing. Great to see everyone. Rachel is here. Great. Mala, our newest board member, so happy you are here. And Kai from Sierra Leone, thank you for joining. You're one of our favorite community of practice members. We're going to spotlight you here today. And Victoria, great. All right, I'm going to give it one more minute. Oh, John, so great to see you from Colorado. Thank you for joining our partner in Guatemala. Amazing. All right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. So happy to have our team running the slides for me. So let's go ahead and dive in. Great, thank you. So we are Team4Tech, and I think you know us because you're all part of our wonderful community. But we are so happy that you are here today to talk about our impact from fiscal year 2025. We are an impact accelerator for community-based NGOs doing amazing work in education who have an interest in leveraging technology and training so that they can build the skills that their learners need to get better jobs. And this is our 13th year. We started in 2013, and we could not do this work without all of you. So just want to start with just heartfelt appreciation to our community for all of the support and what you have enabled us to do. And I hope you feel proud. So let's go to the next slide and talk about 2025. So in 2025, thanks to all of your support, we were able to deliver over $530,000 in grant funding to our NGO partners. We engaged over 300 skilled corporate volunteers to do pro bono consulting with our NGO partners. And had a total value of over $1 million of that pro bono consulting. Our community grew to over 1,200 NGOs in our community of practice from more than 100 countries. And we hosted 86 free knowledge sharing events and facilitated 16 peer learning cohorts with over 100 NGOs. So excited to talk more about that as well. So, our community, from those 1,200 NGOs, we have over 3,500 individuals who are representing those organizations in the community of practice. So those are the staff and educators of the various NGOs. And we have lots of free courses in our community of practice. And in 2025, those members completed over 500 courses and earned their certificates. So we are particularly proud. There's a QR code at the beginning on the slide and at the end, and you could also find it on our website. But please go ahead and go visit that QR code. This is our full fiscal year 2025 impact report, and you'll be able to access even more details of what I'm talking about here today. But yeah, let's go ahead and move forward. And these are amazing NGO partners. You can see by region how many NGOs our community has grown to include in all of these countries and regions. The legend for this map is that we have community of practice members, and then we also have strategic NGO partners. I'm going to be getting into those different levels of engagement. But the dots are where we have our strategic partners, and these are 3 to 5 year partnerships with grants and very bespoke support. And those are we look to those partners to be our lighthouses of learning to really spread the innovation that they are driving in their countries. So you can see where we have strategic partners and where we have community of practice members. And what's really exciting is that if you look at these 1,200 plus NGOs, they are reaching now 50 million learners around the world. So the knowledge that we're sharing in our community of practice is reaching out to 50 million learners. We can go ahead and move forward. And unfortunately, it's never enough, especially in this current climate where funding for education has been slashed globally. There is still an incredibly urgent need. Over 250 million children remain out of school, and only 58% of learners reach minimum reading proficiency. So that means by grade 4, the percent of learners who can read a basic text. So even the children in school are not getting the instruction they need to achieve foundational literacy. And then if we go to the next one, taking it a step further, those that are able to read, 7 out of 10 youth are still not learning the skills they need to access high quality jobs in the labor market. There's a mismatch. And so we see that 72% of the global employers are struggling to find the type of talent they need. And yet, 70% of learners are not developing those skills. And we know based on research that across labor markets globally, workers with digital skills do earn more. A recent report from the National Skills Coalition in the US said that workers who have one digital skill will earn more than 20% premium in their wage. And if you have 3 digital skills, that goes up to over 40% wage premium. So this is the gap that we are trying to close, and we can go ahead and move forward. This is our Impact Accelerator, and this is how we work. We have the global online community of practice where staff and educators from NGOs can join for free, access all of the knowledge resources about how to build relevant skills with their learners for high quality employment. We have our amazing regional hubs on the ground, many of whom are here on this call right now. We have Diego leading our Latin America hub based out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. We have Miyagaki out of Nairobi, Kenya, leading our Africa hub, and Gautam out of Chennai, India, leading our South Asia hub. And in these regional hubs, we provide both virtual and in-person support to the NGO networks who are there, making sure they know how to access our resources and exchange knowledge peer-to-peer about their practices. In the bottom right-hand quadrant here, we bring in outside partners like the Raspberry Pi Foundation and others so that they can deliver their curriculum to our community and we can help be that last mile adaptation. So with Raspberry Pi, we've started delivering their Experience AI curriculum and offering it in cohorts in our community of practice. We also bring in skilled volunteers. So as I was saying, this past year we had over 300 skilled volunteers from 10 of our corporate partners. Each of these skilled volunteers engages in pro bono consulting projects that range from 1 hour to 12 hours to even 8-week projects where the teams go on site with our strategic NGO partners. And finally, funding, amplification, and coaching from our team. Our team now consists of 25 education experts around the world, and that is our entire reason for showing up to work each day, is to provide that support and amplification of the work that our NGO partners are doing. So as I said, we engage with our NGO partners in 3 tiers, and I'm going to highlight some of the benefits from each of these tiers. The bottom level are those who come to our community of practice. As I said, it's completely free. They have access to free courses, asynchronous courses, toolkits, events. We hosted over 86 events in our community of practice in the past year. And so it's just a great way to ask questions, exchange knowledge, and completely free. Then the next level up is we invite NGOs to apply for our peer learning cohorts. We call these learning partners. And these cohorts are typically 8 weeks long, and they focus on evidence-based pedagogical practices to build these durable skills with learners. Very excited about the over 100 NGOs who participated in our cohorts in the past year. They can also access virtual skilled volunteers through pro bono consulting projects in the community of practice. And then finally, the third level at the top are our 37 strategic partners. And to these partners, we give annual matching grants of $15,000 so that they can year by year purchase the digital infrastructure they need. We have personalized support from the regional hub director, and then we have access to skilled volunteers both in person and virtually in the community of practice. So let's go ahead and I'm going to highlight a few folks here. And so Kai is online with us. I'm so excited, Kai, that you are here. And you are one of our most valuable community of practice members. I just want to thank you for your engagement and thank you so much for this, testimonial that was in our impact report and included on the slide here. The offerings in the community of practice, as I was saying, include certification courses in, for example, how to build a maker space, how to launch a coding club, all kinds of asynchronous certification courses. We have toolkits on how to build digital skills with your learners, innovation skills, socio-emotional and cognitive skills with your learners. Tons of virtual networking events and speakers. We had 86 in total, and that included 13 training events that were focused on AI capacity building for education-focused NGOs. We had 6 community learning conversations where NGOs could share their best practices around building entrepreneurship, socio-emotional skills, advancing youth storytelling, and more. And then we brought in outside partners like Technovation. They run the Global App Challenge for Girls. And so we're constantly seeking to surface those types of opportunities for our partners. And then moving on to tier 2, these are the peer learning cohorts. So we had 16 cohorts in fiscal year 25 with 120 participating NGOs. So each of these cohorts runs for 8 weeks, and their curriculum is kind of a flipped classroom model where the curriculum is absorbed asynchronously, and then the whole group comes together once a week to exchange practices. And each NGO, as they go, is building their own implementation plans for how they're going to adapt these resources and implement them in the organization. We typically have 10 NGOs per cohort, and each one brings about 4 staff. So it's usually a group of 40 people that meets over 8 weeks to come up with an implementation plan around these practices. So we had digital literacy cohorts, digital citizenship cohorts, social-emotional skills, AI capacity building, and more. And those 120 NGOs who participated in the cohorts are reaching over 1 million learners. So super excited to see those practices starting to be implemented. Separately, we also do what we call micro matching with skilled volunteers. So this is you getting matched with 1 to 3 skilled volunteers from our corporate partners. And some of them are on here today. So thank you so much for being here and for all your great work. And these skilled corporate volunteers do customized projects through the community of practice. So we did 8 of those last year with over 100 plus hours of consulting support. And some of the project scopes of work were developing curriculum, proposing tech solutions, recommending data management practices, and more. So very grateful to all of you for that. Speaking of our cohorts, one that I wanted to spotlight was this is a 3-year project we're doing with African-based NGOs, and last year was year 1 on how to implement generative AI tools to advance teaching and learning. And it was fabulous. You can see the organizational logos here, a few of them on the slide. We've posted the case studies on our website of what they have been able to accomplish. But just going through a few of them, you see Yiya Solutions there from Uganda. They have a offline AI-enabled STEM tutor for students in Uganda. It's in the local Ugandan language. It has a text to speech capability, so the learners dial in from their flip phone and they engage with a voice enabled agent, and they're able to ask questions that are linked to the Ugandan secondary STEM curriculum and get personalized answers. And the tutor keeps track of where they were and where they left off. So when they call back, they feel like they're just speaking to a personalized tutor. Yiya has won so many prizes for this solution. It's called Air Voice. They just won the Global EdTech Startup Award, and their founder was just named the visionary of the Siegel Family Foundation. So we're so proud to be a partner in that work, and amazed at what they've been able to accomplish. Dignitas in Kenya, they're a teacher and school leader professional development organization. They developed a chatbot to help teachers access evidence-based classroom management solutions. And so, they had all of these evidence-based practices, but it was difficult for teachers to access them in the moment. And now, just through a chatbot, teachers can get real-time recommendations of how to manage their classroom. And they saw implementation go up 76 percentage points for these evidence-based classroom management practices. And more. Africa ICT Right in Uganda, Rising Hope Girls Education in Nigeria. You see their logos here. They both are partnering with government to roll out AI capacity building for hundreds of teachers in those countries in partnership with the ministries of education. So just so proud of what these graduates from this cohort have achieved. We just launched year 2 of this cohort. So as I mentioned, it's a 3-year program that we received funding for, and now we have 10 more NGOs just getting started in our year 2 cohort. And today, in fact, we had Yiya come back to the year 2 cohort and share all of their lessons. So for me, that is what this community is really about, is having NGOs sharing those peer learning lessons and experiences. So very proud to have gotten this off the ground. Micro matching, yeah. So this is where we match the skilled corporate volunteers with NGOs, and this is one example. We had 2 volunteers, Alex from Cadence Design Systems and Connie from Procore Technologies. They collaborated virtually with Unstructured Studio, an India-based NGO that's helping to engage children in creative learning experiences. So you can see here the volunteers helped develop 2 STEAM-based activities that leveraged low-cost, locally available materials. So they leveraged Octo Studio to create a storytelling activity that would help students foster computational thinking skills. And then they also used OpenStreetMap to advance spatial awareness, digital literacy, and bring the community's story to life. So grateful to Alex and Connie for this amazing work, and to Unstructured Studios for engaging in the project with us. We did 8 of these projects last year. All right, and then moving on to tier 3, which are who are strategic partners. As I said, we have 37 strategic NGO partners. We work with them for 3 to 5 years on average. So we want these to be long-term, trusted partnerships where we can co-design implementation roadmaps, helping them figure out what works for their own objectives, and how they can implement and scale those solutions. We provided over $500,000 in grant support to these strategic partners and $1 million of in-kind pro bono consulting services. We're so proud of our corporate volunteers, and we just wanted to showcase that a bit here. These are our corporate partners from fiscal year 25, the ones that sponsored their employees to take their time and bring their skills on these pro bono consulting projects. And we're also extra proud that it's transformative for the volunteers. We hear back time and time again from those who have participated in our projects that it was a very meaningful, transformative experience for them. And I've seen a few of you here today. Peter Shepard, one of our best volunteers, has done, I think, more than 5 projects. You can chime in, Peter, in the chat and tell me if I'm underestimating it. But so grateful for everything that our volunteers have brought, and also proud that we can make it a high quality leadership development experience for them as well. Just to highlight, a few of our partners, and we're going to, oh, good. Yeah, I see you, Yesenia. Yesenia is our corporate sponsor from Cadence. So thank you so much for your support too. I want to highlight a few of our Tier 3 partners before we get into a conversation with one of them. So Kenya Connect is an NGO who works in rural Machakos County in Kenya. They support computer-based education, makerspace, robotics clubs for over 60 public schools, so government schools in Machakos County, and they provide teacher professional development and how to teach coding. They run over 47 after-school coding clubs for students in those schools, and they launched an amazing robotics program with our support 2 years ago, and we could not be more thrilled. Their teams from a rural county, which has never happened before in Kenya, won the Kenyan National Robotics Olympiad last year and again this year. And when they go to this competition, they're competing against the most well-resourced schools in Kenya. So it truly is incredible. There were news stories and so many publications, highlighting their achievement. And what I love most about what we've been able to build with Kenya Connect is kind of inspiring those other learners to participate the next year. So the team that won this year, they said, we saw those 3 girls win the competition last year, and that inspired us. And we said, hey, we're going to get involved with robotics and we're going to win this year. And they did. And so for me, that's really what it looks like to build a path to quality education and skill development that is going to result in high quality jobs for these learners. The girls last year, they got to attend the World Robotics Olympiad in Turkey, and the boys who won this year, they went to Singapore to participate. And so these are life-changing experiences for these kids, and just so proud of Kenya Connect, of what they've been able to do with our support. Bindi International is one of our NGO partners in India. We did an in-person skilled volunteering project where the volunteers helped them strengthen their monitoring and evaluation systems, and also expand their capacity to create AI-assisted local language educational videos. These are videos that used to take them weeks to create, and now it's down to hours. So proud to partner with Bindi. And then Pepi, Empowering Youth in Cambodia. Been partnering with them since 2020. And we've also done in-person projects where it helped them build their data-driven analysis capabilities, and their monitoring and evaluation system. So we actually have a video where you can hear directly from some of these organizations. So would love to just go ahead and play that video now.
Team4Tech understand what are the needs in the communities really well. They understand the social sector as well, the development sector as well as the corporate structure, the technology side of it. I think they really play the role of the bridge.
There are 2 aspects that we really like about the Team4Tech partnership. One, it has a long-term vision, a multi-year engagement in which we can build solutions and see through where they go. And the other aspect is the structure of this program. It ensures that the solutions we are building are rooted and contextualized.
Como a tecnologia é muito importante para a gente, mas não é o nosso core business, o que a gente sabe fazer é ensinar as crianças a ler, a escrever, a serem melhores seres humanos, a gente precisa de parceiros que saibam resolver para a gente esses problemas, e parceiros que tragam para a gente as soluções tecnológicas que nos ajudem a melhorar o nosso trabalho no dia a dia. Essa é a importância de uma parceria tão importante como a Team4Tech.
Happy have very good collaboration with Team4Tech to develop AI curriculum for the ICT project and also the monitoring and evaluation system for Peppy. So such a good opportunity for working collaboration with Team4Tech. What we are working together in terms of the AI curriculum is gonna be helpful for our students currently who are learning at the university and also hopefully for their future careers as well.
Nairobits has been in partnership with Team4Tech since 2021, and it's been a very exciting partnership. From the grant side, looking at the capacity that they're trying to build within our team, and looking at the amount of investment that they put aside to ensure that we have the equipment, the things that we need, the resources, to ensure that we are always programming best for the communities that we serve. They provide a great domino effect around partnerships. They're able to connect us with corporate volunteers. We're able to plow back into our work and able to strengthen our impact. They've always been there, trying to understand Nairobits, always keen, with empathy, understand our challenges and try to solve them. They push us to the limits, they ask questions, they challenge us, and that's what makes them a great partner. It adds more to our impact and to the work that we're trying to do for the young people that we serve.
So I hope that gives you a flavor of, what we are trying to do, the support that we're trying to provide for our NGO partners. I'm so proud to hear them say that we're the bridge because that's exactly what we're trying to be. As the pace of technology change accelerates faster and faster, we do not want important community-based NGOs to be left behind. And so we are seeking to be that bridge to make sure that they have access to all of the resources they need. So with that, we're going to move into our live conversation with two of our strategic NGO partners. I am so happy to have with us today Gabriela Vieira, the entrepreneurship coordinator from Arrastão project in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Daniel Goyami from Ghana, Africa ICT Right. So happy to see you both here today. Thank you for joining. Um, and yeah, let's get into it. I think I'm going to start with you, Gabby, if that's okay. And I would love to have you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Projeto Arrastão, the mission, where you're located, and yeah, just generally what you do. So we'll start with you, Gabby.
Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I will do my best with my English. As Julie has said, I am the entrepreneurship coordinator at Projeto Arrastão. We are located in Campo Limpo at São Paulo City, Brazil. And our mission is to, Arrastão project has almost 60 years. And our mission is to empower the residents from the territory to become agents of change of their own lives and their families and their communities. So we do this serving children, teenagers, young people, adults, entrepreneurs, whole families through integrated programs of education. So that includes, we can say, sports, arts, technology, citizenship, and community development. We used to say that it's a movement, like a network that strengthens learning and belonging. So that's
Amazing.
what we do.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. We're going to come back to you and talk more about our partnership. But let's move over to Daniel. Daniel, thank you so much for being here. Tell us a little bit about your work with Africa ICT Right, please. Oh, you need to unmute. There we go.
Yeah, so thank you and thank you everyone. And It's a privilege being here, and it's good to join this community. My name is Daniel Kukuka. I'm the Executive Director of Africa ICT Right. Africa ICT Right is an ICT-oriented non-profit organization that's based in Ghana. It was established in 2007, and our whole aim is to use technology as a catalyst to solve local needs. For the past years, we've worked in promoting entrepreneurship, STEM education, digital literacy among individuals and youth in underserved communities. We've impacted, we've offered a lot of training in STEM, coding, and robotic training. We've supported teachers through ICT training. And also, we also focus on bridging the digital gap when it comes to the STEM gender gap. So that's also one of the things that we try to do. Over these years, we've impacted over 22,000 students and youth through STEM, coding, and robotics and digital skills training. We've also trained over 800 teachers in digital skills, and then also supported over 22 youth-led innovation projects in Ghana. So in a nutshell, that's what we as an organization.
Great. Thank you so much, Daniel. That's great. And I don't know if you can turn up the volume a bit on your microphone or get a little closer just so we can hear you a little better. But let me go back to Gabby for a second. And so, Gabby, tell us about the partnership with Team4Tech, what you were looking for out of the partnership and what you have been able to achieve with Team4Tech support.
Okay, so our partnership has started in 2023. And we started like restructuring our lab maker. So we were able to buy new computers, new equipments. And it was like a new boost for us to test and to start new projects around technology and focus on our mostly in our teenagers and youth. So we were looking for we are always looking to the development of their skills and the skills that the labor market asks and the current world is asking. So I think that in 2023 and 2024, we started new projects like basic programming, and then robotics to work on with computational thinking and logical reasoning. And these projects are still we are still working, and we are trying to develop it and to enhance these projects. And at the end of 2024, we received the Cadence volunteers to work with AI, with our teachers and also with our students, our children, our teenagers. And we were able to integrate technology with other educational programs because everything is education. But we were able to work with digital literacy and critical thinking through blogging strategies. We were working with that. And also we were able to work with AI to foster innovation and creativity, like Thinkercart for 3D design, these amazing things.
Yeah.
And Are you asking to talk about the future?
No, I'm just nodding along. I had the great pleasure of visiting your makerspace in May, and I saw in person everything you're talking about, the students using Tinkercad, doing graphic design, programming music. So I'm just kind of agreeing with you, and I'm so glad, you mentioned doing these blogging activities with students. So your staff participated in our digital literacy cohort, and that's one of the evidence-based practices that we shared there. So it's so exciting to see you implementing that with your students. So yeah, that's great. Thank you, Gabby. Maybe I could go to Daniel now. And Daniel, please tell us, what motivated you to partner with Team4Tech, and what you feel like the biggest achievements have been.
Okay, thank you, Jolie. Yeah, so I think we joined Team4Tech in 2022. And as at that time, we're at a crossroad where we're looking at how do we build our capacity and how do we scale our impact. And Team4Tech came through for us, and we were able to establish that partnership, and we became a strategic partner in 2022. And through the work that we've done with Team4Tech, we've been able to work with some of their volunteers from Barracuda Network to establish a comprehensive ICT lab in a school called My Wisdom in Accra, which is serving over 300 students with hands-on opportunity in coding, robotics, and digital literacy. And as part of that, we also were to receive grant support to enable us to renovate this learning space and equip it with the essential equipment that are needed to resource this lab. And apart from that, also, the organization also supported us in terms of expanding our STEM outreach program in Ghana. And through that, we are now able to support about 5 underserved schools by introducing coding, robotics, and digital literacy to over 100 of students that previously didn't have this access or exposure to technology. So that has been one of the impact. And most recently, we also participated in the AI capacity building learning cohort with 9 other NGOs from the African continent, where we use generative AI to help us to become efficient as an organization and also improve our program delivery. So that was also some of the things that we did. And over the course of this program, we were able to get course materials and receive funding, and also able to get an implementation or roadmap to help us to implement this idea that we came through this lesson. So currently, we are now part of we are now introduce our comprehensive AI literacy program for teachers and policymakers in Ghana. And as of last year, we were able to reach over 500 teachers and 29 STEM coordinators across the capital, which is the Greater Accra region, and where we are facilitating rapid this AI training to these teachers and to these policymakers to make informed decisions in their district when it comes to STEM implementation. And some of the things that they've done have been really amazing through this program. So this is how our partnership with Team4Tech has been over these years.
That's amazing. It makes me so proud. We just wrapped up that AI capacity building cohort in April of last year, and you've already trained over 500 teachers and policymakers. So it's incredible what you're doing. So proud of everything that you've accomplished. Yeah, and so, at the end of the day, all of this capacity building, what we care about is changing the lives of learners. And that's really what gives us the motivation to show up, for work every day. So Gabby, I'd like to come back to you. And if you could just talk about, what these changes have meant for your learners. And if you've seen, any change in the types of quality employment that they have been able to obtain, after coming out of the Arrastão programs. Oh, you're on mute. There we go.
I'd like to start saying that I think that the partnership represents a cultural change for us, since the young people went from users for creators with technology, and it's a great shift. And how can I say, we always think about, it's a fresh example for us. Mateus is a boy. Now he's 16, but when he was 14, he started to work with design thinking with Edson, Professor Edson, at our lab maker, and then he was able to work with the basic programming at Arrastão, and then he turned like how can I say that? For us, he presents like a shift. The shift were asking, because we are always trying to foster the youth to enter in the labor market, but not just in the entry level. That's nothing wrong with entry level jobs. Every labor, every work, it's a dignified work, but we are always trying to work with them, that they can see that they can reach high quality positions. So Mateus, he's with us at Arrastão project for a few years, and he started to participate with the IT programs and the IA programs. So we can say that he developed this critical thinking, and he was able to organize their study, the information. He could prepare himself for an interview, and now he's working at the IT department at Canview, Brazil. Canview, Brazil. And he represents, like, he's an inspiration for the others, like you were saying with of other NGO, because he's a closer reference for the others, and he shows that they can go further. And I don't know if I missed what you were asking.
I love that example. It gives me goosebumps, because that's exactly what we're trying to achieve at the end of the day. As you said, all work is dignified. And typically when I was with you in May, we talked about most of your graduates would go to work at the supermarket, or, in more, manual labor jobs. But just knowing the wage premium that comes from having these digital skills, it's amazing to hear the example of Mateus, who has gotten this IT job and can be an inspiration now to other students. So thank you for sharing that example. And Daniel, I'd love to come over to you to hear about any learners that you feel have benefited from the advancements that you've been able to make.
Yeah, so I think we also have one inspiring story from a lady called Angela Afanyo. And initially, this inspiring story comes from the STEM lab that we built with the support of Team4Tech. Initially, this school didn't have a lab that provided students with the hands-on exposure to coding, robotics, and digital literacy. But after the STEM lab was established, most of the students who had little access to this computer, and now were able to keen in using these skills and wanted to know how these skills can shape out their future. And after participating in some of our programs, in after-school programs in their schools, and sometimes the ones that have been integrated into their curriculum, there's one student who I've mentioned, Angela, who became deeply interested in robotics and started developing some small prototyping solution using during the STEM club sessions. And then with the guidance from the lead teacher and then some mentors, this girl, or Angela, was able to work with a team to design a simple technology-based solution that is addressing a challenge on agriculture in her community. And through this experience, Angela became more interested in knowing how start developing confidence, and then trying to look at the technical skills that she can improve to make her to become better in these skills. And she started competing in some competitions. She took part in some competition that, even though she didn't come first, she placed third, but it was also an experience for her. And that has also a teacher for her. Now she has become an advocate for other colleagues and encouraging other girls to come and do some of these coding and robotics programs in their school. So these are some of the stories that demonstrate how technology access and mentorship and hands-on learning opportunity can transform student perspective and also inspire them to become future innovators and problem solvers in their
That's so
communities.
exciting. I love that example and how she's inspiring the other girls, to see what is possible. That's amazing. Thanks for sharing that. Great. And so I think, for my last question, I would love to, hear from each of you. I'll go back to you, Gabby, of like, what are you excited about going forward? What opportunities do you think remain to take this work forward?
Sorry.
No.
We are excited to keep on enhancing and improving these programs and to attend more teenagers and youth with these programs. And for example, now in 2026, we will double the number of robotic students inside Arrastão project. We are continuing improving the program, but we will be able to double the number, and we will participate of a robotic competition at the like June and July, the Olympic Games, Olympic robotic in Brazil. And there will be another one at the end of the year. I don't remember the name now, but we are excited to discover what will be next. I think when we will start to doing things and to challenge them and to challenge us, we open our minds as not just the attendees, but all the institution open their minds to think different, to find other partnerships with the territory and to join forces to be stronger and to keep working for. So I think that I would like to say that for the next webinar, I would like to talk more stories like Mateus, Maria's, Joanna's,
Yeah,
and
I love
and
that.
it's
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm so proud of everything you've accomplished and so excited for the next chapter. And what's super cool is we already know that we have another team from Cadence, a team of skilled volunteers coming to Arrastão in
sorry, I forgot
October.
that.
And yeah, some of them are on the call here now. So, so much for them to look forward to as well. Amazing.
We are working with Diego with the teams,
Uh-huh.
the issues to work with them, and now I think last year we're thinking like what we can think to do together, and now we have like a 10 item list that we would like to work together with AI, with the students, with the team, and with the families. So we start thinking out of the box. So
Yeah, it's going to be a great project. I'm so excited to see that. Daniel, let's come to you. What are you excited about going forward?
Yeah, so our partnership with Team4Tech has been very fruitful and has very, very impactful as well. And at the same time, very insightful because we've learned a lot. And we've also had some of their team members, especially Nagaki, who represent the African director for Africa Hub, has really been very supportive. I think last year she was part of one of our activities, and she was there to even deliver our AI training. So these are some of the support, and Team4Tech becomes like a family where you belong to, and every day they want to know what is going on, what are the ways that they can help, and other ways that they can also share some resources that they have from their end. So looking ahead, we are most excited about deepening this collaboration with Team4Tech through continuous learning exchange and mentorship with the employed volunteers. We also see a strong potential to co-design innovation learning experiences, particularly our AI enables them to that support teachers in delivering engaging and personalized learning in under-reserved classrooms. And then also, we are also excited about expanding our STEM labs and digital learning opportunities to more underserved schools across Ghana. Team4Tech has continued supporting us in this regard, and we believe that with the help of so many young people to gain confidence, skills, and creativity, they will need to thrive in the digital space. So we really are very optimistic and very looking forward to how we can collaborate with Team4Tech going forward.
Oh, thank you so much. I love that you said Team4Tech is like a family. I mean, when we started Team4Tech, we talked about trying to build these long-term trusted partnerships, and it just means so much to me that both of you would trust us and allow us to be partners in your work. So just incredibly grateful to each of you, and thank you for being here today. Um, I'm looking at the chat and I'm trying to see if there are any questions. If there are, please go ahead and drop them in. I'm just checking. I think we might. Question. Kai had a question. Okay, Daniel. Stemming from a context view, is there any challenge you faced and how did you mitigate this challenge? So maybe talk a little bit about the challenges you faced, Daniel.
Yes, so there are a lot of challenges that we face as an organization, and some of them has been so basically how we've overcome some of these challenges are basically about collaboration. So sometimes we share in the community of practice, we're able to share some of these challenges, and other organizations are able to also share some of these challenges in the network, and we're able to learn from it and also add it to most of what we are also doing, or maybe to use it as a solution to our problem. And the Africa Hub network has been a very supportive platform where every month we meet and we learn what is going on, what others are doing, what is not, what are the challenges of other partners. And through that, we are able to learn and share. And through that, everybody is able to come up with, or maybe able to get solutions to their problem that they have. So I think that has been one of the major way that we've overcome some of these challenges. For the challenges, it comes from project implementation, sometimes implementing project that sometimes doesn't go the way you want or you anticipate, or sometimes funding challenges, and sometimes they share resources for grants that we can look for, that we can apply for. Sometimes it's just maybe talking to experts that are given to help guide, and I think we've really gotten a lot of support in terms of M&E. We've got Charlie who has helped us about that. We have Nagaki who have also supported us in some of the resources that they've shared. So I think it has been a very helpful. So in terms of how we have gone through some of the challenges that we have faced, has been the support mechanism that we've received from Team4Tech, and that has been one of the ways that we've gone through some of these challenges.
Thank you so much for that. I think we all have challenges, and it's really nice to be able to share them together and try to brainstorm how to overcome them. So thank you for that. Amazing. Well, I think we're at the end of our time. So I know that everyone on this call wants to join me in thanking you both for sharing your stories. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and just to wrap it up, what is next for Team4Tech? We are scaling our accelerator programs. There is so much excess demand from NGOs around the world for this type of support. Whenever we launch an online learning cohort, we have, 10 times the number of NGOs applying to join as we can accommodate. So we want to grow as fast as we can to engage even more NGOs. We have a goal of reaching 1,500 NGOs by end of this year, so that they can be reaching 60 million plus learners around the world. And there's so much to be done. So I just want to thank you again to all of our supporters, all of our partners who are here on this call today. and please bring your friends. There's so much more to do. Please engage in our community of practice. You can see the QR code here for the link. It's completely free for education-focused NGOs and their teachers and staff. We would love your support if you would like to become a donor to support our work more generally, to support one of these cohorts. We would love to partner with you. And please reach out to Amy Harris with any of your ideas. And that wraps us up for today. So thank you so much for sharing our vision. Please feel free to access the full impact report at this QR code here, and you can read more of these stories. Thank you. Have a great evening or afternoon or morning, depending on where you're joining us from. Thank you.